Coming this weekend. Events included
just on the east side of the football stadium.
Here, 37 clubs participated.
The Tucson gay community.
The digital terrain map.
Good evening, and thank you for watching Wildcast. I'm Michael Hernandez. The ASUA Supreme Court has reinstated the original decision to disqualify Senator Trey Cox from the executive vice presidential race. The court reversed the decision of the ASUA Elections Commission to uphold Cox's appeal after he was disqualified for campaign violations. There will now be a special election starting this week. Candidate packets are available now and due at noon this Friday. Qualified candidates start campaigning next week, with voting being held April 8th. U of A President Ann Weaver Hart has put together a diversity task force to help address cultural issues on campus. This comes after 2 protests on Old Main and a nearly 20-page list of demands from a group calling themselves the Marginalized Students of the U of A. The demands include all Arizona employees and students to undergo cultural competency training, gender-inclusive bathrooms, and $500,000 towards the Office of the Vice Provost of Diversity and Inclusion. Centennial Hall was sold out this weekend as thousands gathered to listen to a discussion panel on privacy with renowned guest Noam Chomsky, journalist Glenn Greenwald of The Guardian, and NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden. Guests say they were excited to hear what Snowden was going to discuss.
The country is also asking Apple for their codes into iPhones and things of that nature, and which would potentially mean that none of us have any, a semblance of privacy at all. So I'm really interested to see what he has to say on that subject.
Snowden had plenty to say about individual privacy and government intrusion.
This is a decision that I believe the public should be involved in. We have a right to know, and we have a right to discuss it. This is not a decision that can ever be made for us by a few officials behind closed doors, and unfortunately that is increasingly what we see happening.
Snowden live-streamed from an undisclosed location in Russia. If you missed the event, the full video is available to watch on the College of Behavioral and Social Sciences website below. Coming up next, learn about the different events the UA has planned to acknowledge mental health. Plus, an organization helping feed students on campus has found a new home. Find out where after the break. Stay with us. You're watching UA TV.
Hi, Rich Rodriguez, head football coach, University of Arizona, and you're watching UA TV. Go Bear Down.
I'm Derek Williams, the former U of A Wildcat. You're watching UA TV. Don't change the channel.
What are you guys doing?
Working?
Continue.
Hi, it's David Hasselhoff, the Hawk. Get Hawk with UATV. Stay tuned. Don't change the dial.
According to Emory University, more than 1,000 suicides happen on college campuses every year. To help address this, U of A's Active Minds is hosting the first Mental Health Awareness Week. Events include suicide prevention training, discussion panels, free screenings for depression, and much more. A full schedule of the week's activities is on the Arizona Active Minds Facebook page. The UA Campus Pantry helps distribute food to hungry students and faculty, but until now they didn't have a designated space to store their food. That's changed now that they've moved into their permanent home in the Student Union Memorial Center and includes a refrigerator for cold storage items like milk. Their next distribution event will be in the El Portal Residence Hall this Friday from 12 to 3. Tucsonans look forward to it year-round, and now it's time for Tucson's largest art fair. The 46th annual 4th Avenue Street Fair is happening this weekend, April 1st through 3rd. The fair features more than 400 arts and crafts booths, along with dozens of food vendors and activities for all ages. The street fair is free and will be open all 3 days from 10 to 6. Arizona Sand Volleyball had an undefeated weekend, and baseball won an emotional game with a walk-off double from Bobby Dahlbeck. Don't go anywhere. All the highlights from this weekend in Arizona athletics are after the break.
Hi, Rich Rodriguez, head football coach, University of Arizona, and you're watching UATV. Go Bear Down.
I'm Derek Williams, the former U of A Wildcat. You're watching UATV. Don't change the channel.
What are you guys doing?
Working?
Continue.
Hi, it's David Hasselhoff, the Hawk. Get Hawk with UATV. Stay tuned. Don't change the dial.
It's Danielle Fork. Let's take a look at the highlights from this past weekend in Arizona athletics. Arizona Sand Volleyball went undefeated this weekend at the Wildcat Spring Challenge here in Tucson. They earned 3 5-0 victories over Cal State Northridge, New Mexico, and CSU Bakersfield, making the record 8-1 so far this season. On Saturday, men's swimming and diving finished the NCAA championships in 16th place. Senior Rafael Quintero finished second on the platform, and sophomore Chris Weiser took 7th in the 1,650 free swim, giving Arizona 2 top 8 finishes. Women's tennis had an impressive 6-1 victory over Sacramento State, while men's tennis fell 4-0 to Cal Berkeley. Number 29, Lauren Marker, led the Lady Wildcats in singles, giving Arizona a 2-0 edge to start. Shane Austin won her singles match next, adding another point for Arizona. It was then the duo of Marker and Austin that won doubles and led Arizona to a victory. Wildcat Baseball had an emotional weekend against UCLA as they played in honor of a young Wildcat fan, Josh Weaver, who recently passed away from cancer. On Saturday, as they wrapped up the series against UCLA, the Wildcats trailed 5-1 at the start of the 9th inning. They got a few hits and made it a 2-run game as Bobby Dahlbeck stepped to the plate. He hit a walk-off double, giving the Wildcats a 6-5 victory. Speaking of baseball, pitcher J.C. Clowney has had a hot hand the last few games. He's been working the fast pitch, curveball, changeup, and slider to help the Wildcats win. Wildcats reporter Brian Danziger has the details.
Arizona won 2 of the 3 games against UCLA. Coach Johnson talks about how Arizona transfer J.C. Clowney has contributed to the Wildcats' success.
What I appreciate about him is he's persevered. He's been through some adversity. I think he was committed to
one to one school, didn't work out, went to another one, didn't work out, went to JC, did very well there. He persevered to get himself here. And I think when you go through tough times like that, it hardens you a little bit, and it makes being there on the mound on Friday in front of all these fans fun. It's exactly what it should be.
Arizona transfer J.C. Clowney explains his success as he pitched his first full career game as an Arizona Wildcat.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great accomplishment. Coach Lon actually came up to me in the fourth. He said there's no pitch count tonight because we got a lot of games coming up, so have fun. And he kind of said that, and it kind of took the stress off because, you know, when you got a pitch count, you kind of worry, you know, I got to be, you know, a little more, a little better here, a little better there, and then you start throwing a couple extra balls, and the next thing you know, you got 100 pitches in the sixth. So it was kind of just go out and do your thing type thing.
The Wildcats will take on UC Riverside at home on Tuesday. From UATV, I'm Brian Danziger.
You can check out Arizona baseball at High Corbett Field this Wednesday against UC Riverside. That's all we have for sports highlights today. As always, thanks for tuning in to Wildcast Sports, and don't go away because we'll be right back.
Hi, Rich Rodriguez, head football coach, University of Arizona, and you're watching UATV. Go Bear Down.
I'm Derek Williams, the former U of A Wildcat. You're watching UATV. Don't change the channel.
What are you guys doing?
Working?
Continue.
Well, we thank you again for watching the latest edition of Wildcast. We haven't aired in a couple weeks, so it's good to be back. Danielle, how was your vacation? Did you have a nice one?
Yeah, I had a great Easter. I flew to Dallas and got to see my whole family, my parents, my brother's fiance, so I haven't seen them for a while. So it was great weather, so I was glad.
I'm thrilled. Well, as always, you can catch us online on our YouTube page at UATV-CH3 and like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of the above. We'll see you next week for another edition of Wildcast. Good night.
This weekend. Events include